Hey guys, what's going on? You are listening to the All Gen Gamers podcast. This is episode 119. We are recording this on November 14th, Wednesday. My name is John Lester, Gamester81. I'm one of your hosts. I'm also here with Jason Heine, the EME Review. What's up, Jason?
What up, guys?
Also here with Pete Dorr from Pete's Game Room. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on?
And of course, Metal Jesus Rocks. Jason, what's going on, buddy?
Not much, man. Happy to be here.
Good. Now we have a special guest today. I'm really excited. This guy is president, owner, he's developer, he's everything a part of pretty much of Watermelon Co. And Watermelon Co. actually put out Pure Solar several years back, and they got a really cool thing they're working on here soon. But welcome, Tulio. Tulio, what's going on?
Thanks, John, and thanks, Jason and Pete for having me here.
It's great to have you on. I'm a big fan of Pure Solar. I didn't get the first batch. I was able to get the second batch that you guys ran. I know Pete was lucky to get the...
Slacker. You got to pre-order that shit, John. Now, a lot of our listeners, they definitely know of Pure Solar because for over a year, it's been a running joke on our show almost. Not the game itself, but Johnny Millennium, the Happy Console Gamer, he had the game, the first print run of the game for the longest time, and I had bugged him for, I'd say, a good year, right? To open the game up because he had the first print run. I mean, it's put together really beautifully, and he's a fan of old school 16-bit RPGs. Like, he loves Phantasy Star, Final Fantasy, all that stuff, Dragon Quest. And I had bugged him for a good year to open that thing up, and it got to the point where I had to make a petition online for our listeners to petition him to open it up. Now, it was not my intention for him to just open it and smell it, like a new game. Like, my intention was to get him to play the freaking game. So he, after the longest time, he finally opened it. He did a video on YouTube and everything. It's probably up to 10,000 views or something now. It's ridiculous, but he has still not played Pure Solar. So maybe one day we'll get around to making another petition for Johnny to play Pure Solar, or maybe he will play the new HD remake that's coming out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I surely hope so. Well, now, he did that because he didn't want to devalue his perfect copy, right?
I'm not sure what the heck he was thinking. Maybe that was it. I mean, it wasn't my intention to devalue the game, but I mean, come on. I mean, just the contents inside alone is worth opening it up to see. Yeah. But, the love that went into it in the game itself, just give it a try.
It's a beautiful game, and it's actually, truly, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it the largest Mega Drive Sega Genesis game as far as megabits go?
It is. It is the largest RPG. Like, even if you put Super Nintendo together, it is a larger 16-bit RPG.
And as Pete kind of mentioned before, I mean, the package itself is just really high quality. And I'm sure, obviously I don't want to speak for you, Tulio, but I'm sure as a developer, and you probably want people to play the game, not necessarily just buy it and then not open it, right? I mean...
Yeah, I was gonna say that on the bit that we make the game so that people can play it. Obviously, I can't say that we get disappointed or something, but we'd like to see when people make the comments about the game and thinking that the game is just it's someone's shelf collecting dust. And I hear a lot of this but if I open it, we'll lose the value. But if you're really a true collector, you're not thinking about selling the game. So go ahead, open it, play it.
Exactly. That's what I said to Johnny.
That's true.
He's never going to sell it anyway. But I have to ask, what did you guys ever anticipate, or what's your opinion on the prices that the first print run of Pure Solar were going for on eBay for hundreds of dollars? Did you ever anticipate something ridiculous like that?
No, we didn't. It was very surprising, and I think if you go to Amazon, you can actually find one for $2,000. But wow. I mean, we never intended for that to happen, and that's actually one of the reasons that we put out the reprints. We want people to be actually buying the game and playing, not selling them out.
And I think you guys handled that really well in terms of the reprint. I mean, I know some of the hardcore collectors were probably snarking at you guys evilly about reprinting the game and ruining the value, but in the way you didn't, because the reprints, while it was the full game, everything that was playable in the first print run, the package was different, which I think it's I think it was important for collectors that pre-ordered initially to get that special package, and then the reprints you put into clamshell cases. And the original, I have to say, is Pure Solar is what has really gotten me into lately, custom games and reproductions of games and everything. And because in the past I'd always been sort of resistant to buying reproductions of games. Like I just didn't see the point. And Pure Solar, we should say, is not a reproduction. It's a 100% original RPG for the Genesis, built from the ground up. It's not a fan translation of a ROM hack or anything. It's totally original.
Almost like a homebrew, right?
Right. Yeah. But a really high quality, because when people think of homebrews, they usually think of like quick hack jobs and stuff for the most part. Pure Solar is probably the most high quality homebrew that I've played. But when I got that package in the mail for Pure Solar, I had not watched any videos online of other people that had got theirs before me, because I wanted to be surprised. And I have to say, like, that was one of the most amazing video game compilation packages I had ever received. And it actually took me a while to even figure out like some of the hidden goodies that you guys had in that box, where you like open up the flap behind the game, I think it was, and there's like some stickers in there and other little tidbits.
But it's an RPG, and you have to have secret passages, including the box.
Exactly.
Again, I guess you put into your Sega CD, and it would kind of play with the game. Is that right?
That was, yeah, that's the CD soundtrack that came with it, which I utilized with the CDX, where you can play the game with just the cartridge to get the original 16-bit music. But if you put in the Sega CD version, you'll have CD quality audio along with the game.
Now, I'm kind of curious, why did you guys choose the Genesis over, let's say, originally maybe the Dreamcast or even the Super Nintendo? What was it about the Genesis that you wanted to be the premier platform for this game?
Well, it comes with where the thing originated, Eidolons, and it was a message board where you could find the Genesis emulator authors. You know, the author of Gens, the author of Kega, now Fusion, they were there. And that's where they were discussing how they were going to get a better emulation. And I was a member of that community at the time. So there was a lot of people passionate about the Sega Genesis over there. Including other authors of emulators that didn't get as famous, like the D-Gen was there, the Aegis was there. Well, anyway, so it was a lot of people that were passionate about it, and this idea of, why don't we get all this knowledge people together and make a game? And that's why the game was called a Tavern RPG in the past, because it was the message board in Eidolons was named the Tavern. And it was supposed to be a Sega CD game so that people could actually download the ISOs and burn their CDs and play on their own systems. And we did end up switching to the cartridge because the Sega CD is a pain to work without the Sega support. You have to synchronize both CPUs, and it was working well in the emulators. When we got back to the actual system, some synchronization was happening, and it was giving us a lot of trouble to debug. And then we got to decide, are we gonna spend years trying to figure this out, or are we just gonna make this game in a cartridge form, which we have complete control over it? And then we just went with that approach. And it wasn't a commercial project at the time. And because we found out that we could also activate the Sega CD from within the cartridge, we thought, well, we are not compromising anything here. We are actually gonna eliminate all the load times, and we're gonna have the same game with the same audio quality. Why not? And so we really put all that we could. And then when we came to the point that we had to manufacture, we say, well, okay, the ISO was going to be free, but the game cannot be free, so we're going to have to sell it. And that's the reason that the original game, the classic package, was sold at $35, because that's what it was going to cost us to produce it. And we felt, because it was a community brewed game at the time, that if the ISO was going to be free, then we should not make any profit out of this. And that was a huge mistake, because it turns out that eBay charges like 5% over each transaction.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, that's where we began losing money. And then people, that was an artist that left the game, and we have to hire other artists to bring all the pictures out. And then, well, it it was a lot of decisions that we did, and some we regret. But in the end, I think the result was worth it, and it was nice to see the game for my favorite platform coming out, and a reality that the closest that we could get was the games from Super Fighter Team, but they weren't actually new games. They were basically Chinese games that were being translated to English and bug fixed. So it's nice to, I mean, I put myself in the position of the guy buying a game, like opening the box and finding all those posters and stickers. I mean, it's a great feeling.
Make sure to follow us, the All Gen Gamers podcast, on Facebook and Twitter. Subscribe to us on YouTube and in iTunes. And don't forget about those iTunes ratings, guys. We appreciate those. And for all other info, links, and our forum, please visit www.allgengamers.com.